Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody is doing well. So there was a lot of people mad at me because of my title of my video earlier today. I want people to realize it was a joke. That's what it was meant to be. Um, so anyway, before we get started with the video, I just want to remind people that if we have any kind of technical issues, that I will get right back on right away. So please look for me. It's happened. It's been continuing to happen. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. So again, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So please be decent in the chat with each other. No racism, no nastiness, because if you do, my moderators will boot you out of here. So just please be decent to each other. That's all I ask. Again, if you have any questions, all cap locks so that it stands out for me, and it's just a lot easier for me that way. So first of all, let's go back to the video that I did earlier today. Yes, it was clickbait. It was meant to be clickbait, okay? And then it was meant to be satire. It was meant to be a joke, okay? That's kind of why I did it. And a lot of people got it. A lot of people got mad, and I get it. It's kind of, you're thinking, oh my God, what happened? And the tragedy is that my moonshine got spilled, okay? Is this SARS-2, and what are your favorite... Oh, hold on a second. Let me just make sure I read that. What's your favorite shine? I'll get the best in Tennessee and last try surf-free VNP. Maybe it will help with the user issues. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prepper Chris One. Actually, the moonshine that I had was called Apple Pie. And so they have a bunch of different kinds. And so I was like, yeah, I'll try that. And the guy drives down and gets it and brings it back. And then I love this. So one of the comments, you can't make this stuff up, guys. You just really can't make this stuff up. One of the comments was, oh, so you're going to show us your illegally bought untaxed moonshine. Really? I'm telling you, you really can't make this stuff up. It is unbelievable. So, yeah. So, my favorite, like I said, moonshine in general, I like it. It just, I figured I would try the apple pie, and that's why I got that at that time. It was pretty decent. But whatever. I mean, moonshine anyway is good. I like moonshine, period. So, and yes, I don't care that it's untaxed. How about that? So there, government. Anyway, oh my God, people need to relax a little bit. Everybody's a little too uptight. Take a deep breath, relax. Everything's going to be okay. Well, we hope everything's going to be okay. A lot of stuff I want to go over here tonight, guys. We just in the U.S. have crossed the 100,000 mark for cases. And again, I want you to remember something with this whole thing, okay? We really haven't gone into full-blown testing here in the U.S. But thank goodness China, with their superior medical stuff that they have, were able to contain the virus as they have and kept it under 100,000 cases. Really? Not quite believing that. Yeah, the cats have chilled out from the spilled moonshine. Yeah, they're doing good. Good question. Claire, what we should be doing now? Stay home and starting my garden. Yes. So the title obviously is what should we be doing now? We're going to get into all of that. One of the main things we need to be doing now is very little social interaction as you possibly can have with other people. I think that's really, really important. A lot of scary stuff happening, obviously, very concerning, which is understandable. There's nothing wrong with being afraid. There really isn't. I want you guys to know that there's really nothing wrong with being afraid. But again, try to really talk to your kids. Sensual Digest people keep thinking this virus is a hoax. You know what? And that's the thing that just absolutely amazes me with this whole thing. I keep seeing that. I see people saying, well, who do you know? Somebody said I was afraid that one of the cats died. Debbie Smith. I'm sorry, Debbie. Like I said, I even said in the very end of the video that I did earlier, I realized that the title was clickbait. It was kind of meant to be clickbait. It was a joke. I was trying to make light and make people laugh because, everybody's so serious and so wound up so tight. And I got to admit, I do have a very weird, twisted sense of humor. So things that I think are funny, a lot of other people don't go, they go, that's not funny. So So I, like I said, if I upset any of you, I apologize. That's not what I was trying to do. I was not trying to upset anybody. If there was something that was really bad that happened, I wouldn't be outside walking around and talking about the frogs and stuff like that first. So, I mean, I would be very serious and I would be right on point if something bad had happened. So, that's, like I said, if I upset any of you, I do apologize. It was not meant to be that. It was meant to be a joke. Okay. So, anyway, but what should we be doing now? Let's talk about that really quickly. Then we're going to talk about a couple things. There's a couple things that have happened that I thought were really disturbing, and I want to get into those. Hey, Prepper Chris one, like the bare naked ladies. I thought it was funny. Okay, well there you go. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, the whole thing was meant to be a joke. I mean, and yes, I did spill my moonshine, and I was not happy about that. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, guys, I already see we're already up to 1.2 in the chat, and we're at 288 on the thumbs up. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I absolutely would appreciate that to show support for the channel. And thank you very much for that. Do you think we're going to need a bigger fan? I like that question, Mark. Yeah, I think we're going to need a lot bigger fan because the crap is hitting it for sure. Guys, also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I really encourage you guys, again, if you have to go out, at least if you don't want to wear a mask, at least wear gloves, because subconsciously we all touch our faces constantly all the time. Our eyes, our fingers in our nose, our mouth, wherever it may be, okay? I mean, I do it all the time too, and I'm the first to admit it. So if you're going out, if you're going to the gas station, make sure that you put on gloves before you pump that gas. You try to have as little interaction with people as you possibly can. When we went to the store the other day, again, it was middle of the day, so there was really nobody in the store. Hey, Chicken Little, been watching when 500 was the goal. Wow. So you've been around a long time. Yeah, we've come a long way since I had 500 subscribers, that's for sure. I know it's amazing where we're at as far as the subscribers, and thank you very much for that donation as well. But yeah, it's just it's been quite a journey. I can tell you, it's been quite the journey. But when I went to the store, it was, like I said, it was in the middle of the afternoon, and so there was like nobody. I think it was 2 or 3 other customers in the store other than the staff that worked there. And we basically went in, got what we needed to get, and got out. There was nobody in line when we got up the line, got our stuff, and got out of there. So, again, the area that I'm at, it's a small town, and the town is quite a way, well, not quite a ways, but it's a good enough distance away from us that we're not right on top of everybody from town. And where the county that I'm in doesn't have a whole lot of cases yet. Now, Monroe County, where Rochester is, the last I knew, and I'm sure it's much, much higher now, they're already up. They had 122 cases, I believe. Hey, Sensual Digest, thank you very much for that donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. What we need to be doing, we need to be, again, now is the time. If you are in suburbia, if you are in the country and you have the opportunity to do it, start getting those gardens going, especially if you're in the South, because your weather down there is good enough to get your gardens going. Depending on whatever zone you're in, stay active, read books, learn knowledge, learn as much as you possibly can. Avoid people if you possibly can. If you do have to go out and you have to interact in crowds or whatever, wear eye protection, wear your mask, okay? Make sure you have your gloves on. I don't care what people try to do, and if they want to make fun of you or whatever, there's nothing wrong with protecting yourself and protecting your family. This thing is really taking off, and I want to reiterate this, guys. They're not really doing full-blown testing yet. It really hasn't gone full-blown testing. New York is really getting it going now because of everything, like with New York City and stuff like that, okay? But we're like the one state that's really amped up testing. Wait till California really amps up testing, because California has not really amped up testing yet, okay? Go and check and look at what the numbers are. You're going to be surprised at how few tests have actually been done. Hey, the All-Seeing Cat, thank you very much for that donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. So there's not a lot of testing that has been happening at this point so far. I encourage you guys to put in the biggest gardens you have ever put in your life this year. We are planning on doing that here at the homestead as well. Besides the greenhouse, I will have an outdoor garden as well. Okay. Like I said, tomorrow we're building the battery room. After the battery room is built, then we're going to focus on getting the woodshed in really quickly, hopefully quickly. We'll see how long that takes. But then after that is done, then it's going to be full blown on the greenhouse. And by the time we get going with that, the weather's going to be better. Hopefully, we're going to be in mid-April, possibly at that point, and get that going. Funktard follicle, good advice. Always high from Minnesota. Forsel, I think that's how you say the last name. Thank you very much for that donation, and thank you for that. Hey, Asif, we have moved from cluster to cluster phase to boom phase. Yeah, I think you're right there. The numbers are going to explode. There's no doubt about this in my mind at all. When you look at the number of cases, and especially like what's going on in New York City, okay? So I'm going to read you New York numbers because obviously that has a lot to do. I'm in New York, so thank God I'm not down in New York City in that area because that's where the worst of everything is. Hey, Lori S., staying in place for the next 2 weeks, Central Coast, California, infection rates are taking off here. Yes, and Lori, I would plan on being it longer than 2 weeks. Plan on longer than 2 weeks because I think 2 weeks is very underestimating how bad things are going to be. So hopefully you're prepared for that, and thank you so much for the donation as well. Murray Alexander, I'm getting ready for things to get bad. Mom is NYPD detective. She just got a call. Hold on a second. She just got a call that she will be back in uniform. 4,000 sick cops. Wow, that's just amazing. Isn't LA the state catching y'all? Yeah, Louisiana, Prepper Chris 1, they are really, they like 40% increase in deaths in Louisiana in one day. That's scary. That is scary. Sensual Digest, never thought we would live through a pandemic. Yeah, we haven't lived through it yet, unfortunately, but I hope we do. That is absolutely the goal. And thank you for that donation. Reb Mac, Detroit, like a wildfire. Stay safe. I think it's going to get really, really bad. We're going to find out how much China has been lying right along through their teeth. This thing is spreading like crazy everywhere. And I think people need to really pay attention to that. Hold on a second. I did not kill my volume on my phone, so I apologize. And now I have. All right. But I want to talk about these New York numbers real quick. And then there's a couple other things I really want to talk about. 4,000 sick cops in New York City, she just said, okay? And her, the relative who was a detective, I think he said your mother, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be back in uniform because they don't have enough people. Prepper Chris 1, time to pay for pay our immunity tax. Yeah, it's time to pay for that for sure. All right, New York State, 44,635 cases of the virus, an increase in one day of 7,377. We have 134 new deaths in New York State. Baroness, open by Easter won't be a good idea. Yeah, just saying. Yeah, we won't be open by Easter. Guaranteed. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. The New York deaths are up to 519. And thank you, Baroness, for that donation, too. I do appreciate that. Now, this is a weird part. The other day, remember I was saying that New York said it had 108 recovered? Now it's a blank line again. So what is the number in recovered in New York? I have no idea, okay? But the U.S. numbers are 100,390 cases of the virus. That's an increase in one day of 17,184. The deaths increased up by 361. We're up to 1,543 deaths. The recovered are 2,465, an increase of 601, okay? It's a lot of people. Italy is behind us with 86,000 cases, but they have 9,134 deaths. Spain is at 64,000 cases with 4,934 deaths. So I want to talk about Spain for a second, guys. This was very disturbing. I got this information from a friend of mine. Funktard Forkel. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. Watch out for hurricane season. Yeah, and this is something that people need to think about. And thank you for that donations too. Natural disasters are not going to stop because of a virus that's going around the country. Those things are going to continue to happen, which is just going to make things that much worse if this continues to get as bad as I believe that it will. So, do you think April 24th is too soon to go back to school in Washington State? Debbie, I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you, at that point. I really don't. You're looking at, so we're talking about an incubation period of between 14 and 27 days. Why they keep doing a 14-day quarantine, I have no idea, when it can last a lot longer than that. Hey, Tony, not thinking we are more total cases in China. Something's not right here. Exactly. Well, obviously, China has lied through their teeth from the very beginning of this thing. So the death total in China is much, much higher, I believe. I mean, I'm thinking it is extremely a lot higher. Where they're saying that, they have 3,287 deaths, I'm going to say times 10 that. At least times 10 that. So if not times 100, to be honest with you. Prepper Chris, if we're lucky, winter, is this SARS too? You know what? I think it's going to be back for the winter, and I think it'll be worse then. Hey, J Medic, is it essential to grow a garden? I understand it is, but some people may not be curious why it's essential due to the government saying food supply is low. I think it's essential to have your gardens in, guys, because let's remember something. We cannot count on the government. If this disaster continues and gets bigger, bigger, and bigger, the government is going to be overwhelmed trying to maintain control, number one, okay? And then trying to deal with all the sick people, number two. You're looking at an absolute disaster happening before our eyes right now. I want you guys to think about this. We have a lot of frontline nurses, okay? So here's a quote that I just read a little while ago. Healthcare workers on the front lines feel like lambs to the slaughterhouse. I want you to think about that for a second. We're going to talk about that. Let's see. We got Senile Traveler. Florida governor won't lock down our state. I think it's about revenue and total irresponsibility. And I agree with you 100%. They need to do it because, when they'll do it when it's too late, when it's spreading. I mean, just the whole thing with the spring break thing, that is way irresponsible with everything that is going on. When you have all the other states are shutting down, if they really want to contain this and control this, you need to have a complete isolation from other people. That's what needs to happen. Hey, Asif, still can't believe the local radio talk show host is still belittling the CV-19. She wants to open up the state so we won't kill the state economy. You know what? You're always going to have people that are not believing what is happening. The people, okay, for anybody, guys, and this is my thing to you, anybody that's questioning this and wondering if it's real or not, get to your local hospitals and talk to your local doctors and nurses, because those are the people that are on the very, very front line of this. Talk to your ambulance driver, EMTs and those people. Talk to the police. Let's go talk to those 4,000 sick police officers in New York City and see if they think that it's fake. You have people are dying. You have medical staff that are dying because of this thing. The one thing that I read was a nurse was saying that the management did not want them to wear masks because it would scare people. I'm telling you right now. So I had somebody ask me again today, how come I didn't go back and volunteer to help out with this virus, okay? Those are the reasons why. Not because I don't want to help people. I'll help the people in my group. I'll help the people in my area where I'm at. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to have some management type of person that's wearing a suit and tie tell me what I can and cannot do to protect myself in this situation. Hey, Sharon. We are buying heirloom seeds. Most are gone. Wow, that actually does not surprise me. Pepper Chris 1, members, Spanish flu said, enough said. Yeah, right, exactly. Again, thank you both for the donation. And it doesn't surprise me that seeds are almost gone. Hopefully, you guys have seeds already. I hope that you do. Guys, I see we're up to 1.9 in the chat. We're at 650 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon as well to make sure you get all notifications. Hey, Funktard, is the Legacy discount still available? I don't have a discount going right now on the Legacy. At this point, I don't have that happening on my website, but it is still available on my website if you are interested in the freeze-dried food at preppernurse1.com. And go on there, click on the store. It drops down, and you'll see Legacy Foods. Click on that. You can still get that. Now, again, I will remind people, 30 to 50 business days. Somebody said remind them it's business days before your food will get there, probably at least that, okay? COVID-96, hospital administrator said not to wear homemade masks because, oh, hold on a second. Let's see. Mask because we would touch them more. I call BS. Never been in this stressed as a nurse. Wow. I am sorry that you are dealing with that. That is ridiculous. And again, you know what I would say to the hospital administration? I would say until you come down and are here on the front lines doing the same thing we are, shut up. I was always an antagonizer anyway, I'll be honest with you. I never followed the rules. And as far as what I thought was ridiculous, okay? I mean, there's obviously rules you have to follow, but your safety, guys, as nurses and doctors out there, your safety is number one, because if you die, if you get sick, who's there going to be there to take care of you? I want to talk about something really, really quickly that I found very, very disturbing. We're talking about Spain real quick, okay? And this was information. This was an article that came out of Spain. Nursing homes, a couple different nursing homes in Spain were completely abandoned by staff. Staff was completely gone. The military had gone in to sanitize these nursing homes. They found dead bodies in beds. They found sick people, and there was no staff to be found at all. They were running away because, again, you got to understand, and I'm going to be honest with you. I can look at it from both sides, okay? It's awful that they ran away and did not take care of the people. But if they are not being given proper medical equipment to use to take care of people, they got to think of themselves first. And I encourage all of you nurses and all of you doctors out there to stand up for yourselves and don't take that administration's crap. Protect yourself. Hey, Prepper Chris 1. Let's see. Hold on a second. I want to see what you said. Think about third world areas, no testing kits. Exactly. That is going to be, a really scary situation. Hey, Donna Smith. Hey, Ed, this all feels like slow motion train wreck. You know what? I can't agree with you more. It's like you're sitting back and you're watching it in disbelief. It's surreal is what it is. Thank you so much for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. Yeah, it is definitely a situation where, watching what's going on and having so many people dismiss it and say it's not real and have every excuse why not to have precautions and watch out and take care of yourselves. It doesn't make any kind of sense to me whatsoever. It really, truly doesn't. It's very sad, to be honest with you, because I think that they're going to pay the ultimate price if for their arrogance. And I'm not just talking in America. I'm talking all over the world. People's arrogance is going to get them killed. You have people abandoning their jobs, because things are so bad. So if this is so fake, why would they leave these nursing homes and just leave the people there? I'm going to tell you what, once this thing gets a foothold in Florida and really gets a foothold in Florida with the elderly population we have down there, I feel bad for those people down there. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, feels like Groundhog's Day times 100. Yeah, exactly. But it's a Groundhog's Day that just keeps getting worse. Would you vote for the Governor Cuomo after watching his actions? Debbie asked that. No, because I can't stand Governor Cuomo for a lot of other reasons. But I do think he's done a great job on this. I will admit that. Sensual Digest. We all saw this coming while the world slept. You are exactly right. I've been calling this, guys, for a while myself. Obviously, we could see it coming. I encourage people to prepare for themselves, to get ready, because I knew what was going to happen once it got here. And once it was literally, they opened the doors and it was like, bring it in. And it was just amazing to me. And then when they did the 14-day quarantines and people got, they got through the 14-day quarantine, the person, I think it was in Texas, went out, went to the mall, a couple days later, didn't feel good, came back in and tested positive. What does that tell you? Okay. Prepper Chris 1, please run for president, Ed, please. Yeah. Oh, my God. No, I'm not a politics guy. I had a buddy of mine say that I should run for local politics, and I'm like, I really detest politics. I really do. Because the problem would be, I would be brutally honest, and boy, they would hate that. They would hate that. And so some people would like it, but there would be people that would not like that so much. Unfortunately, the governments of the world won't destroy the stockpiles of bioweapons after this. No, of course not. No, they'll continue to experiment on them and continue to do other things. No, I just saw a thing today, and I love this because, they must be telling the truth, right? We're going to talk about it in a second. Sensual Digest, UK government is infected. I saw that Boris Johnson has it. I saw that. That's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, containment has failed. We are beyond point of containment. People really need to isolate themselves, stay away from people. I think this is going to be a long, drawn-out thing. I really do. Scarlet Rose, let's see. Cousin CO is 3D printing masks for the hospitals. Oh, that's cool. Their company. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for that information. That's good to hear. They need to get as many masks to these people as they can to help out. They really, really, truly do. Vader. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. Well, thank you for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. But again, it's just, this whole thing is unbelievable. It really is. And the biggest thing that we can do to protect ourselves is isolate ourselves, keep a low profile, have as little interaction with people as you possibly can. Occupy your mind, occupy your time. You know what, and this is going to sound weird, use this time as a gift. You've been given a gift of time, okay? And so how do we utilize that time as a gift, okay? Interact with your children. Talk with your children. Sit down with your children. Ask them what they're thinking, where their heads are at with this whole thing. Talk to your loved ones, whoever you have there. That's a good thing too. Study, learn, practical practice, experiment, learn how to do things. Those are the things. And if you have the area and you can get a garden in, start working on it, especially if you're in the South. Like here, it's too early to put in a garden because I almost guarantee you we're going to get more snow up here. We always do. Okay. So, Josh, U.S. and North Carolina. Oh, us in North Carolina gets locked down Monday. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. And it should be nationwide, to be honest with you, because, when you have little pockets of the country that maybe have 200 cases and people aren't locking down and they're out there still walking around and spreading it around. Again, let's remember, you can be asymptomatic, walking around, not realizing you're infected and infecting other people. Hey, Asif, this will make the bubonic plague look like a bubonic picnic party. Wave 2 coming in the fall could be worse than Wave 1. And I don't disagree with that assessment at all. I think we're looking at a major, major disaster. And it's not just affecting old people. Younger people are dying from this as well. Healthy people are dying from this. And so we need to really look at that as well and protect everybody that we can possibly protect. I wanted to talk about, what was I was going to tell you something like this as well. Okay, so the U.S. government has said they plan on making 100,000 ventilators in 100 days, which is great. If they can actually pull that off, that would be fantastic, because I think we're going to need that and more. Cuomo here in New York has actually said that he would like 30,000 ventilators just for New York alone. So that's something to think about, okay? A couple things that have me very concerned. I want to talk about this one to begin with. The USS Theodore Roosevelt, 30 sailors have tested positive for the coronavirus. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, we know so much more than we did during the plague. Yeah, we do. And we can make a difference and fight it in a way, to help ourselves, which is good. But a lot of people still won't. Thank you for the donation as well. So the USS Theodore Roosevelt, which right now is in Guam, okay, they have 5,000 people on the ship. They have the capacity to test 200 people a day for the virus. They're going to test everybody on the ship. If they just test 200 a day, it is going to take 25 days to test everybody on that ship. But so they're out of commission right now, guys. They're not, it's an aircraft carrier, okay? So that's scary if our military cannot step up to the plate and be able to protect our country. We have the strongest military in the world. We put the most money into our military, but a virus you cannot fight. Okay, so if there's one aircraft carrier right now. There's our military men and women that 30 of them are infected. They got to test everybody and see who's sick and who's not sick. That's scary. That is really scary. So people really need to think about that as well. A lot going on. A lot of when you're watching this and you're sitting back and you're just like, I can't believe it. And again, what amazes me still, the number of people, YouTubers, video creators that are coming on here calling this a hoax, saying that it's not real and all that type of stuff. Military numbers should not be told, Paul Demore said. Well, that's public knowledge, Paul. And I'm putting it out there for my subscribers to know because it is public knowledge that's been published. So Mary Lapp, the management of Health Factory said that if we signed on for only military or trained in hazard pandemic, right or wrong. Wait a minute. The management of the health facility here said this is what we signed on for. Only military or trained in hazardous pandemic, right or wrong. Yeah, you didn't sign on to deal with a pandemic, and I don't care what facility. The verdict is still out on if one can get it twice. Mutations could make previous antibodies less effective. Well, I saw, Asif, that they were saying that over in China, people were getting it a second time. Now, I don't know if that information is true or not, but, that's kind of, I don't think that they're immune after the first time that they've had it. But again, you're right about the mutations. It would change it, the dynamics of it. And thank you for that donation as well. Now, guys, listen, if I had classified military information, I would not share it with you, okay? But that's information that is out there, and I wanted to share it with you because it's common knowledge. They're putting it out there. That compromises us as a country. When you have, in New York City, you have 4,000 police officers. I want you to think about that. 4,000 police officers out sick right now. That compromises the safety of that city. So, Kate MC said, we are lambs to the slaughter. It seems like that, Kate. It really does. We really need to, be hyper vigilant. That's what people need to do at this point. Protect yourselves. Isolate yourselves away if you can. Hey, Husker. Thank you for the donation. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. We still have 500 ICBMs. Yeah, Jason Smith just said that. Oh, yeah. No, if we had to do what we had to do, we can do that. But, again, the virus is not something that we, how do you fight that? An enemy in a uniform coming at you, that's a target. You know what you're getting. You know what you can face. A virus is something that's hidden. You can't see it, and you don't know if you have it or not, and that's scary. Hey, J Medic, the media should show the ports and lack of cargo. Yeah, they should. They absolutely should. Well, here's the other part of that happening now too. So supposedly, and I'm gonna use that very loosely, China's getting back on it, and they're making products and stuff now, right? Hate to ask thoughts on 5G. Death Card just said, I don't think this is a 5G thing. I really don't, because of where it's all over the world, and it's in parts of Africa that don't have 5G. It's in parts of South America that don't have 5G. So I think that this is a virus that has happened that is affecting a lot of people. That's my thought on it. You can think whatever you want, but I don't think 5G has anything to do with it at all. I really don't. That's my opinion. So I'm going to put that out there. Hey, Baroness, Dennis dropped a ball here in Florida, I think. Yeah, they definitely dropped the ball in Florida. Anthony James, I just got an alert. Rhode Island police are hunting down fleeing New Yorkers seeking refuge. Too funny. Wow, that doesn't surprise me. Rochelle, I just want to say Jesus loves you all. I hate to use God, but he changed my heart and mind. Don't matter who you... hold on a second. Let me read the rest of your comment. Don't matter who you are or done. He is faithful and can save you. Well, thank you very much for that, and I appreciate the donation as well. And that's coming from the heart, and I know that is, so thank you for that. Lori S., just purchased heirloom seeds. Thanks for the reminder. I love the new look. Well, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Yes, it has to always come off in the spring. Tony, so as an essential construction worker, more jobs are being shut down. Only construction pertaining to healthcare, utilities, and transportation allowed open in New York City. Wow. Well, thank you for that information, and thank you for the donation. I saw that today when Cuomo was speaking about that. And so, yeah, I did see that today, that he was talking about that all non-essential construction was going to be stopped. So, yeah, guys, I'll tell you what, it is getting real. Again, financially, it's going to be devastating to this country, devastating, and to the countries around the world. Prepper Chris 1, what do you think we will overtake Italy on the death? Oh, when do you think? Give us another week or so, week to 10 days, and I think we will at that point. So, they're definitely going to happen. And here's Miss Heather popping in to say hello. She has been busy doing work today with her online classes. Hey, Steel Ringer, how long can COVID-19 live on an N95 mask? I've heard different things as far as that goes. 9 days to 17 days is what I heard that it can live on the surface of things. So that's something to pay attention to as well. Prince Charles in isolation with the COVID. I knew that he was in there as well, so thank you for that information as well. Everybody's saying hello.
I see that.
The daddy clone. Yes, she is the female version of me.
I don't like that.
It's true, though.
I'm cuter.
Well, I would hope so. I don't feel that I'm cute, but thank you. So I hope that you're cuter. Yeah, it's just... when starting a garden, set up some sort of alarm system to protect your garden. It's not a bad idea. Even, cans on a wire, that's one way you can do it to give you an early warning notice. Dogs are really good for that too if somebody's out there. Prepper Chris 1, hey, Heather, it's true. There you go, see?
No, I didn't cut my hair. I have it in a very bad bun because it was in my way when I was trying to write my 2 essays.
Yes, so she has her hair up. She doesn't. Turn around so they can see.
I saw.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
a cute bun. It's just there.
It's just there. They are calling for all healthcare workers to come in. Will you consider going? Cindy Branch, absolutely not. I will not be going in. They cannot make you go in. They're asking for nurses and retired doctors to go in. I have absolutely no intention of having some management team somewhere dictate what I can and cannot do. So that is not going to happen. Again, until they get down there in the trenches and take the same risk as everybody else, no, not going to happen. So, and I plan on taking care of the people that need to be taken care of up here. That's the people that I plan on helping.
Delilah the Wonder Cats is high.
Oh, okay.
Holding this one.
Maryland is over 800 cases now. John Santos just said, well, it's, you know what, guys, it's just going to get worse and worse. I really believe that. So, oh yeah, that's Miss Soxy. So they can't draft me, Clayton. They cannot draft me. See, here's the funny thing, a misconception. Let me give you a misconception of something. If they said you have to come in and I don't come in, what are they going to do? If they come and grab me and say, now go work, and I say, no, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They can't force you to do something. Absolutely not. And they're not taking me. So I'm just going to put that out there. So no, I will not be volunteering to go. I will not be forced to go. It is not going to happen. I have responsibilities here to people here, and that's what I will be doing. So just being 100% honest, like I always am. And it's not about that, I don't care about people. It's not nothing to do with that at all. Let's see.
Thank you for everyone complimenting me, by the way.
We just got locked down at 8,000. Oh, hold on a second. 8 p.m. in York, Pennsylvania. Okay, well, there you go. I think it's going to happen everywhere. I really, truly do.
I remind someone of Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that. Yep. Hey, L. Gibson. Heather, good luck with your studies. Hope all the stuff passes soon for you. Well, there you go. Thank you for that donation as too. I do appreciate that. Madeline K. Glad I kept my bread machine. Yeah, probably a real good thing. And thank you for that donation. Cheryl C. People should stay in at least 6 foot away from each other in public. Yes, social distancing is a good thing. At least 6 feet away from each other. They're really enforcing that here, which I think is a good thing. And thank you for that donation as well. Sensual Digest. 500,000 UK health workers came back to help. Wow. Well, I know a lot of people came in New York too. All right. Yeah. We'll see you later. I know a lot of New Yorkers came back to help out as well. That's their choice. Again, it's an individual choice. You can do it or not do it. Like I said, with what is going on here and the number of healthcare workers that are dying, it's not worth my life. That's the way I feel. And, if you want to call me a coward, that's fine too, because I really don't care. Stephen Roos, let's see. Hold on a second. I want to read your comment. Hearing chatter in Arizona will have more restrictions by midnight tonight. I think what you're going to see, guys, eventually, you're going to see roadways blocked off. No unnecessary travel. So here, let's talk about that traveling for a second, okay? Prepper Chris 1, carry a broom handle with you for 6 foot. Yeah, right. Exactly. Thank you again for the donation. I do appreciate that. Let's talk about people getting papers from their work, giving them permission to travel. Well, there's no restrictions right now for traveling, is there? There will be. Cat C, why is no one talking about the source of where this virus came from? Hold on a second. There is no way it was from an infected bat. They've been eating them for years, so why now? Well, again, thank you for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. I've given you guys my thoughts on that. I absolutely believe that it escaped from that containment area in Wuhan, China, where they're doing biological research on viruses and stuff like that. It was either one of two things. Either it was released on purpose or it was released on accident. And somebody had said, well, why would they do that to their own people? I mean, look how many of their own people they kill all the time. They'll lock up people that don't follow the rules and all that type of stuff. So would it surprise me? No. Would it surprise me if it was done on purpose? Not at all. My dad told me to take care of you so you can help others. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Chris. Again, I think it's really, really important to pay attention to what's going on. Traveling papers give information that you are an essential worker, that you are allowed to be on the roads, which absolutely means there will be roadblocks at some point. They're going to restrict travel to force you to stay in contained areas, okay? It is going to happen. They wouldn't be giving out those papers to people. I've seen people have faxed me and showed me the papers or emailed me a copy of these papers showing that they had permission for whatever company they work for to travel. That means that things are going to get locked down. They're going to restrict travel. You're not going to lock down the whole country. You can't do it. But you sure can restrict the travel on the roadways. That they absolutely can do. You only need to put up roadblocks and stop that travel. It will happen. Yep. It will happen. Antonio just said that. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. It absolutely will happen. State troopers. Wait. Hold on a second. I want to see what you said there. State to state prepper nurse. I think, you know what? With okay, so obviously New York City and that area down there is a hotbed. And somebody was just saying that in Connecticut, the troopers are going after New Yorkers fleeing New York, right? Because people are scared. So what are they going to do? They're going to run away. They're going to go to their vacation homes that are in other states where they can go and they can feel safe. Well, maybe they have the virus. They could have it. Now they spread it there. So that's what's going on with that. Stephen Toothy, a real American tragedy. Oh, hold on a second. Is your moonshine. Yes, that was a tragedy, and it was alcohol abuse. It was horrible. But again, I think you're going to see things accelerate, guys. I really do. This is, believe it or not, in my opinion, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have not peaked anywhere near begun to peak in New York State. And again, I will want to remind people, testing is not full blown yet. Christine Carr said, I got my papers yesterday. Exactly. So if they weren't giving you papers to give you permission, I'm going to tell you what, I used to work at this one nursing home, and we would get a thing every year. And it said it was from the county because it was a county facility. And if there was a blizzard, no unnecessary travel, they still expected you to come to work, of course, right? So you had this card that you could show the police if they pulled you over, and you could say, I'm a necessary worker and I'm allowed to travel. And that was your permission to travel even when everybody else was told not to. That's what these letters are going out, or that's what's happening. Guys, I see we're at 2.3 in the chat. We're at 970 on the thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, please do so. And thank you. I appreciate that show of support if you would do that. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification to get all notifications as well. Again, I want to talk about real quick networking, guys, at this point in time is very, very important. I think that it is around the country, around the world. Ham radios, get them if you don't have them. Make sure you have a way to connect with like-minded people. A great resource for that, again, is on my website at preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community there. Go on there, register, which is free. It does not cost anything. If you just want to check out the message boards, check those out. If you want to connect with like-minded people to talk, it's good to talk with people that have the same mindset that you do. You can find people in your state or in your country that are on the same place that you are. If you want to just do it to connect, if you want to do it to, network, if you want to do it to try to form a group, absolutely, I encourage you to do that, okay? So definitely check that out. And again, it's free. We will not ask for any credit card information. PrepperNurse1.com, you click on Prepper Nurse One Community, and that's how you get in there, okay? How many acres do I have? Right now I have 3 acres, and I'm not even using close to all of it at this point. I'm developing the front of the property right now. I do have other plans for the other parts of the property depending on how much time we have. I wanted to share something with you. I just got this in the mail, and it's called Get Home Safe When SHTF Build the Perfect Get Home Bag, and it's Eric Winslayer. It's AIREK WINDSLAYER. That is also his website, okay? I'm going to put this up here so you guys can see that really, really well. All right. Go over to his channel, and again, it's AIREK Winslayer. Go show him some love. If you're interested in the book, again, I'm going to show you this really, really quickly and show you that. All right. So that is his book. And so go over to his channel. It's Eric Winslayer once again, and it's AIREK, and that's Winslayer. And Eric, thank you so much for the book. I do appreciate that. It's very nice of you. And actually, I'm going to show you guys too. On the inside, he signed it for me as well. So thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. Information and knowledge is power, guys. I just want to remind you of that. And I got to go back here because somebody made a donation, and I don't want to forget them. Shooter59, Texas is forcing people to fly in from New York to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. That's good. I know they're doing it in other parts of the country as well. People leaving New York. They're forcing people. There you go. JJ just put up the information for you guys. Again, and if you're interested in that book, definitely buy his book as well to show support for him as well, if you're interested, of course. But like I said, as a prepper community, we need to support each other. We really do, okay? I want to give a quick shout out again to 2 people. Little Prepper Lady, go over to her channel, and it's Little Prepper Lady. Show her some support. She just put a video up today, which I have not watched yet, but I did know that she put a video up today. So go over to her channel and show her for some support. Vintage Vibes, how many days are we away from martial law? I don't think that they're going to call it martial law per se. They're going to call it something else. They're not going to call it martial law, but it will definitely be a form of martial law. So I don't know if they'll come right out and call it that unless things got like extremely bad. Then they would definitely do that. I'm going to let you guys know, too, we're going to go to 20 minutes after 9 tonight. Right now it's 8:47. So we're going to go to 20 minutes after 9 tonight for the show, just to let you guys know. Any news on your coast to coast? Oh, okay, yes. I will be on Coast to Coast. It is going to happen on Tuesday, this Tuesday coming up. And it's from 3 in the morning to 5 in the morning. It's going to be a 2-hour segment. I actually got to get them some information. So thank you for, reminding me about that. I will be on that show. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. So that's going to happen on Tuesday. So it's 3 in the morning, 3 a.m. East Coast time to 5 a.m. East Coast time. And it's called Coast to Coast. Definitely come over and check that out if you guys want to. I know it's going to be way early in the morning. But if everybody's on lockdown, yeah, no excuse. Come and join me. for the chat. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I do want to also remind people, another shout out, Marfugal News with Adam and Dex over there. Absolutely awesome guys, both of them are. And go show some support. They're in Seattle on the West Coast in the state of Washington. They're on the front lines over there. I'm on the front lines here on the East Coast in New York. So Kings County, Washington releases over 1,000 criminals. Insane. Lance just said that. Well, thank you for that information, Lance. Yeah, I know that a lot of the different states are releasing nonviolent offenders. And, that's going to be wild. So all you guys over in Europe, that's going to be a lot later for you guys. So you guys, I know, over in Europe can watch that show when I go on there and do the Coast to Coast show. So please check that out. But yeah, guys, give some love to Marf at Marfugal News. Good dude, really, really like him, highly respect him. And Dex that works with him is awesome as well. They're really, really good people. So get over there and show them guys some love too, please. Coast to Coast with George Norrie. Yep, exactly. Yep, that's who I will be talking with. And like I said, we're going to be doing a 2-hour a segment. So definitely check that out. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good time. He's going to be asking me some questions, and I'm going to be, talking with him about that. So it should be really, really cool. Joe M. Hey, Ed, have they called up retired nurses in New York City? Are you volunteering? Okay, now we already went over that, Joe. They have called up and asked for volunteers in New York State, willing to travel to other parts of the state, which would be New York City, to help take care of people. And so spell Marfugal. If you go to type it into YouTube, it'll come up. Marf, M-A-R-F-O-O, or however, Google. Somebody put it in there. Put the link in. JJ, if you could throw that link in there for people. I have not started my garden yet, Jessica. I live in New York, and when we get the garden going here, we don't plant until the end of May. I obviously plan on starting in my greenhouse before then. There you go. JJ just put the link up for everybody for Adam's channel for Marfugal News. So guys, go over there, show him some love, and show him some support, and let him know that Prepper Nurse One sent you over. So anyway, so what I was going to say, so no, they did put a call out for nurses to volunteer, and I've already given my reasons why I won't be doing it. And so, to each their own. It's an individual choice that people have to make. So that's how that goes. But again, why would they be doing that if everybody is so well protected? Because they're not. And again, so anybody that's going out there, and think about this. I want you guys to think about this. They're asking retired nurses to come out of retirement and retired doctors to come out of retirement. Generally, those people are going to be older, and they're going to be the ones that are more at risk. And they're asking those people to go on the front line. What is that? Just more cannon fodder? Craziness, absolute craziness. Spain stated people to die 65 and older. Wow. Anna Brown just said that. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the information she's giving. So I'm just repeating what she said, guys. So I don't know if that's true or not. But I did talk earlier about that, how they had abandoned people in that nursing home and let those people die and didn't take care of them. So that's scary. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't think that'll happen here in the United States, remember the different hurricanes that happened that hit Florida and the people bailed on those poor people in that nursing home. Remember Hurricane Katrina, and they bailed on the people in those nursing homes. It will happen here. Do not fool yourself to think that we are any different from anybody else in the world. I want to run over the numbers worldwide really, really quickly. Hey, Amy O'Day, thank you very much for that donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Asif, we need you here where you can do more good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, like I said, I plan on going nowhere. My family comes first. And Antonio just made a great comment. He said, it's really sad what's happening to our elderly people. And I couldn't agree more. There should be dignity in that time of that stage of life for everything, the sacrifices that they've made. And there just hasn't been, which is sad. Let's see. Rhonda, Ed, I live with hubby, and I'm raising 2 grandkids. Only other family in the state lives across the St. Oki to visit each other. Well, You know what? Oh, okay to visit each other. You know what? With your family that's right there, I would just stay away from people for right now if you can. Try to avoid people as much as you possibly can. That would be my advice to people. Prepper Chris 1, what about all the animals? Well, exactly. You know, I mean, there's animals to be taken care of too, and I am their main caregiver. Hey, Avi, thank you very much for that donation as well. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I want to run these numbers real quick. Worldwide, we're up to 587,958 cases in one day. That is an increase. Hey, 454 Tiger, thank you so much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. It's an increase of 78,531 new cases in one day. Okay. We have 3,855 new deaths to the virus in one day worldwide. Hey, Red Wolves 2015. Hey, Ed, what are your thoughts on the stimulus package that Trump signed into law today? I will mention that in just a second. Thank you for that donation. We'll talk about that in just a second. Total deaths, 26,909 worldwide, so they say, which we know are not true. Recovered is 132,440, which is an increase of 10,214. Okay. Again, you know, the numbers are skewed. You look at the numbers with China compared to our numbers, compared to Italy, compared to Spain. It doesn't make sense. The numbers in China are obviously, they've lied from day one, so we'll never, ever going to really know what the truth is. A lot of people that are, you know, that have died have not been identified as from the virus. So I think there's a lot more sick people, and I think there's a lot more dead people from this, and they're letting on because they're trying to keep it where the death total is about 1% of the people that get it. It's much higher than that, in my opinion. Hey, Rocky, all things must happen. Don't worry. Yeah, well, no, it's whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We don't have any control over that. Plant-based homestead prepper. Will you shout out plant-based homestead prepper struggling to get to 1,000? Okay, well, there you go. We have plant-based homestead prepper. Go check out their channel. They're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I have not seen their channel, so I don't know if I can recommend it or not, but they're asking for a shout out, so I'm giving them a shout out. Go check them out and show them some support. Like I said, guys, we really, truly are a huge family. And if we can support each other and show some love, you know, and if they got a good channel, then you stick around and enjoy it. Okay. So thank you so much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. So getting back to the other comment, I want to make sure I address that. The stimulus package, which was just signed today, what are my thoughts on it? I think we just went $2.2 trillion further into debt that we cannot repay. I think we're opening ourselves up for a huge disaster, and big business, of course, gets the benefit, the majority of the benefit from this. All right. Again, is it really helping the average American citizen? Not so much. $1,200, guys. I want you to think about this. People are not working. They're not making any money, and they're going to give you $1,200. How far is that going to go? How long will that last? Avery, will pasta last longer? Pasta will last forever. If properly stored, pasta can last for a long, long time. Great to have in your preps. You just want to make sure the bugs don't get into it. Again, a good thing to put in if you're putting your pasta into a Mylar bag or anything like that, along with your oxygen absorber, throw that bay leaf in there. Don't forget the bay leaves, guys. It's really important. Bugs don't like the bay leaves. So, and then if you can also do this, put them in the freezer first. Leave them in there for about 72 hours. 454 Tiger, here in Missouri, St. Louis County and St. Louis City, the number 1 and number 2 deaths. Oh, hold on a second. I want to make sure I read this all. The number 1 and number 2 death count, respectively, 9 deaths so far in the state, with at least 4 of those healthcare workers, mostly young people. Wow. Yeah, that's scary. And 4 healthcare workers among the dead. That is frightening. Okay. Prepper Chris 1, remember, our money is back with nothing. Our money is backed with nothing. Exactly. Paper money is backed with nothing. So this stimulus is going to push us that much closer to an economic collapse. And again, if it gets to the point where we do have an economic collapse, paper money is going to be worthless. Commodities are going to be the only thing that are worth anything. So having supplies, guys, that's what's going to be worth something. So what should we have, Prepper Nurse One? We're loaded up on food. We have enough water. We have all those things. If you have food and water in abundance of those, tools. Make sure you get tools, hammers, saws, whatever you need to get that way. Make sure you get nails. Make sure you get screws. Those things are going to be worth their weight in gold, okay? You don't want to have to be breaking down old buildings to try to get old nasty nails out of there if you don't have to. But if you have nails and screws, you can still build, okay? Make sure you have enough fuel, be it propane, kerosene, gasoline, whatever, all those different types of fuel that you're going to need. Make sure you have enough of it to be able to run things. My main concern, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be the generator that I'm concerned about running. That's not what I'm concerned about running. What I'm concerned about making sure continues to run for as long as possible is my chainsaw. Chainsaw is going to be worth its weight in gold, okay? And, having that chainsaw and being able to cut down trees for wood and to be able to have a fire, some way to stay warm is going to be very, very important. And if I can keep that chainsaw going as long as I possibly can, that's my goal. So make sure along with your chainsaw, you have bar oil. Make sure you have, gasoline. Make sure you have your mix that you need to have with it. Make sure you have extra chains. Make sure you have extra bars. Battery tools, absolutely, Prepper Chris 1. Yep. All kinds of tools for whatever you're going to need. Get tools that you can also use manually, like hand saws and those type of things. They're going to They're going to be important to have. Watch out for the revenuers, Ed. I don't know what you mean by that. Francis just said that. Key question: Key question: when will we recover? That is a good question, and I do not have the answer to that. $1,200 equals one good firearm. Bob just said that. Yeah, it'd be a real nice firearm for that money. Again, guys, it's really, really important that we protect ourselves, protect our families. That is important. The relief bill was passed. I saw that, Mr. Rose. Well, Ed, do you have a two-person saw? Yeah, I have that two-person saw now, Heather Parker. I do. And I think that's important to have again. And that's going to be great for bucking up wood. Now, somebody told me that saw is not good for cutting down trees, that two-person saw, but it is taking the things and bucking them up. That's what that saw was for, which is fine. I'm happy about that. Oh, the moonshine revenuers. Yeah, there you go. Oh, my God, that's too funny. Hey, I wasn't making it. I'm just drinking it. So, I'm just supporting an illegal industry. And it was one jar. So, but, and then I wasted most of it because it's on the floor. So that was, I was so mad. I was like, unbelievable. People will need a special water filter to clean out the bloody water during the Great Tribulation. Terrence Parker Jr. just said. Well, having a good water filter is important. Anyway, you definitely should have a good water filter. AV, I live in the project. I got 4 firearms. That's good. I am glad to hear that. That's very, very smart. And hopefully you have enough food and water, excuse me, to be able to stay an extended period of time in lockdown. Avoiding people is going to be key. Trying to stay as low profile is going to be really, really important. What are the homeless people going to do with their money? Yeah, right. Well, unless they file taxes, I don't think the homeless folks are getting any of that money. So, but anyway, again, guys, what do we have control over? We have control over what we can do about this situation. Being as ready as we possibly can be. Again, I believe this is going to be a long, drawn-out situation. I don't think this is going to be over in a minute. It's going to be a while, okay? Schmitty, I just subbed Little Prepper Ladies channel. Very cool. Thank you for doing that. Mac, why was your shine amber colored? Because it was called apple pie. And so when you drank it, it tasted like apple pie. And so that's why it was the amber color. Because whatever they put in with it, that's why it made it that color. I know generally moonshine, white lightning is clear. And I know that. I've had it. I've had some really good shine before, but they do a lot of different stuff. They do like an apple brandy and all kinds of other stuff now. John Serbo, the moonshine is for medicinal purposes, right? Absolutely. Very, very much for medicinal purposes only. That's why I was saving it. Asif, make your own home is not lead-free zone. Right, exactly. Yep, exactly. Prepper Chris 1, after you're coast to coast, you're going to go way up. Well, we'll see what happens with that. I think it'll be a fun thing. I think it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to doing it. So, yeah, and if I get a pop in the numbers, that's even better. That helps, anything, because again, I'm going to keep saying this because you guys can call me on this later on down the road. And I promise you this, because I will never BS you guys. I will always be truthful. My channel blows up and I become a very large channel. My plan is to help other preppers that are going off grid, that are struggling, that are trying to live off grid. I plan on going to different prepper people that are on YouTube, helping them out with, like, if they need water lines run or if they need solar setup done, if whatever the case may be, I'm going to try to help them get started to make their lives better, because I know the struggle that we had here getting going and doing it here. Okay. So if I can give back to the prepper community that way, that is my goal to do that. Let's see. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I read this. Stephen Toothy 333. I drive for the major retailer. Our supply chain is still out there killing it. Stores are getting stocked with supplies and morale is good. Think positive. Okay, well, thank you for that information. I'm glad to hear that, because I know that, like I said, I think I told you guys I had to go back to the store to get more meat because my meat was all bad because of the refrigerator dying. The store that I went to was a Save-A-Lot, and the meat rack was completely full of, there was a lot of choices. So it wasn't like that was out at all. I talked to the manager of the store, who I know personally, who's an awesome person down there at the Save-A-Lot in town. And she said last week was insane. Things have calmed down this week, which is good. But she said they'd been very, very busy. And she was actually, and this, I'm going to tell you what kind of person, and this is why I like this woman, okay? This is the kind of manager she is. She was out stocking the shelves. That's a kind of person that is a leader. That is the kind of person that you want in your company, working with your company. Somebody that doesn't afraid to get out there and get their hands dirty. I have a lot of respect for her. I really do. Hans, Ed, have you heard rumors cash will be obsolete? Everything will be done electronically. You know what? People are putting that out there. That's going to be really, really hard to implement. That is not something that would ever happen overnight. So I don't think you're going to see that happen anytime soon, to be honest with you. I really don't. So, there's bigger fish to fry right now than to worry about that, to be honest with you. Mac, have family in Tennessee, can get you clear. Started a fire with wet wood once. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I'm reading that right. Hold on a second. You can clear. Started a fire with wet wood once. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, clear with the with the moonshine. It's like that. That moonshine is like 190 proof. That will definitely start wet wood on fire. You're right, absolutely. And thank you for that donation. Ella B. Ed, does the Amish store you go to ship? I don't believe that they do, because the Amish do not do the online stuff at all. So sorry about that. They do not ship. So was there something else? I thought there might have been one more that I missed. Let me just make sure. Nope, I guess that was it. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any other guys. I'm sorry. But AV, I work, hold on a second. I want to make sure I work for Guthrie Hardwood. It's a lumber mill, and they step down to one shift. Okay. So you work for a hardwood mill. Okay, lumber mill. All right, cool. Thank you very much for that information. And yeah, I know a lot of places have definitely, would you like 190 proof favorite fruit? If you could get it, Chris, peach. Peach would be awesome. 190 proof peach would be perfect. Thank you both for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. But yeah, that would be fun. 190 proof peach. But again, medical purposes only. Let's be clear. We're looking out medically. That's all. That's Oh my God. I've seen Everclear make a huge man smash face into the sand. Yeah, Everclear is definitely one of those ones that will do that. 454 Tiger, hold on a second. Uh, we all work in healthcare, and daughter may have been exposed. They won't let us know the results of the test. Been told that as a healthcare, we should work until our symptoms get bad enough to quarantine at work. No PPE. You know what? Again, I'm sorry to hear that your daughter may have been exposed. That's awful. And again, what do they? What? And great comment that you just said there. What did management just say, folks? I want to re-say this again. Thank you for that donation too, and I want to make sure I acknowledge that. Management says, even if you're sick, keep working until you can't work. That's how sick these people are. That's how sick management is, because they don't care. Management never has cared, never will care. They want you to work till you can't work anymore. Yeah, but Everclear, yeah, that's yeah. Well, we used to call it putting something else in the dirt, and it's in the lower half of your extremity. Everclear, and then there was a couple other ones. Black House is another one. It will put your you know what in the dirt. That's what we used to call it. That will put it in the dirt. So, and I won't say the word because this is a family friendly channel. So, but yeah, that stuff will definitely do that. So. Peach hand sanitizer. Yes, Susan, exactly. It's going to be used to treat wounds from the inside out. Guys, I see we're at 2.2 in the chat. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you so much for doing that ahead of time. Also, guys, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well so that you get all notifications as well. So, thank you ahead of time for that. I do appreciate that. So, guys, I'm going to do it at this point now because we're almost. Well, I'm going to wait till 5 minutes left, and then we're going to do our normal thing that we normally do. So don't go nobody putting where you're from already. I'm not saying it. Guys, again, before we get into all that, I want to really be safe. We really, when I say we're all in this together, that's not BS. It really isn't. Hey, Prepper Chris 1. Think Shiners will start making sanitizer now? Yeah, exactly. That's what they're going to call it, hand sanitizer. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. But I really want to be serious for a second. We really need to watch out for each other and try to be as safe as we possibly can. Watch out for your families. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, and the way I feel, this is just me personally. I've had a great life. I really, truly have. I have been a freaking wild child. I have been all over this country. I've seen things and I've done things that, some of you probably wouldn't believe or could imagine. But it's been a very interesting ride. 60% up alcohol kills coronavirus, so drink up. Yeah, Jay said it can't hurt it. That's for sure, Chris. So I've had a wonderful life. My number one concern is Eddie and Heather. Always will be, always has been. Their lives are just starting. They're 18 years old. They're in the beginning of their lives. They're young adults, and their lives are really, truly just starting. So that's my concern. And so I'm going to try to make sure that she's as safe and he's as safe as they possibly can be. We need to watch out for our families, watch out for our elderly. I mean, my mom, she's in that group. If she gets this, she's toast. I mean, she would be toast. And so that is a huge concern for me. Mom has been staying home. And I'm going to tell you right now, for mom to be staying home and not going out and traveling, that's tough on her because she likes to get out and about. So just be safe, guys. If you have to go out, make sure you're protecting yourself. And with protecting yourself, goggles, mask, gloves, okay? Make sure you're wearing those because you don't want to bring something home that you could touch the surface and then somebody else in your home, like your mother, your father, your grandfather, whoever, they touch the surface, they hit their eyes or their mouth or something. Next thing you know, they're sick and they're dead. We really need to be concerned and pay attention to this. This thing is no joke. As much as people are trying to dismiss it and make it like it's a non-issue, this is a real issue. I really don't think this thing is about control, locking us down. I think it's something that I think the powers that be are truly scared because they probably know how deadly this thing is. And I'm going to tell you what, in my opinion, I believe that this is much more deadly than 1%. When they were trouting out 3.4%, then everybody got up in arms and was like, no, it's not that bad. So, hey, Chase Moeller, God bless you, your family, and all of us. Exactly. All of us, for sure. Thank you so much. And thank you for that donation. I do appreciate that. So, guys, at this point, I am going to do my thing. And so we'll get it out of the way here. We are Legion. We are a huge, huge family. We are numbers beyond belief all over the country, all over the world. We are a huge family. And I'm going to do this for the person that hated it. Not in the bad biblical way, but in the good way. Legion in the good way. I will always say that because that's the good Legion. That's what we are. We are this great army of people that we can make a difference now and after everything happens afterwards. So where's everybody from tonight? You guys are jumping the gun here. I'm not going to start reading them till now. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Disneyland in California, Eastern Kentucky, Michigan, Illinois, Georgia, Indiana, New Jersey, Maryland, Ohio, Texas, Arizona, the Adirondacks, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Anderson, South Carolina, Walberg, Ontario, Canada, I believe, France, Three Clear, thank you very much for that donation, Missouri, Maryland, Georgia, New York, California, New Jersey, Southern Indiana, Rochester, New York, Australia, I just saw roll by, Philadelphia, Buffalo, New York. I'm sorry I didn't see what you said, but thank you for that donation. Nashville, the UK, Nowhere, Oklahoma. I like that name. That's awesome. Alabama, Michigan, let's see, Vermont, Hawaii, Washington State, Bristol, Connecticut, Trinidad. Well, that'd be cool if that's true. Hawaii, very nice. Spain, I just go by. Buffalo, Dallas, Puerto Rico. Just saw Texas again. The Alamo, that's nice. If you're in the Alamo, that's cool. New Zealand. Let's see, Southwest Ontario in Canada. Victoria, Texas. Heath, Texas. Victoria, Texas. A lot of Texas, guys. A lot of Texas. Mississippi. There's Houston, Texas. Let's see, Milwaukee, North Carolina, Detroit. We have Maine, Raleigh, North Carolina, Oregon, the Adirondacks, Hawaii, Indiana just went by, Houston, Texas again, Venezuela. Let's see. So, guys, we are all over the world. We are all over this country. We are this huge, huge family. We're a huge network of people, and we really can make a difference when the time comes. We really can. And it's an awesome opportunity we have been given. We're the ones that are awake, and we were awakened for a reason. I really, truly believe that. I just saw Idaho go by, so I don't want to miss that one. So Montana, there we go. Indianapolis, Kansas, Connecticut, Binghamton, New York, Nashville, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Florida, the outer limits. There we go. Very cool. Let's see, Virginia, Wyoming, Eastern Tennessee, Phoenix, Arizona, Washington. So, like I said, guys, we are the ones that truly can make a difference when that time comes. And I think it's important that we try. But we got to survive this thing first. An enemy you can look at and you know who your enemy is, but a virus, we can't, we don't know. There we go. Peter's from Denmark. Thank you for being here, Peter. I appreciate it. Again, we can't, it's hard to fight a virus because there's not a face you can put to it. It's not an enemy that you can deal with on a one-to-one type of basis. Do you have a ham radio channel? I do not, Chase Moeller, have a ham radio channel. I do not have my license yet. I do have a ham radio though. And I do need to get that license. I do need to do that. It's definitely one of the things on my list. Guys, I'm telling you, and again, I want to reiterate a couple things really quickly. Anybody that's watching that has orders in for Legacy freeze-dried foods, your orders are in. They're starting to ship orders out, okay? Your orders will go out as soon as they possibly can. At this point, I have no control over it. When they get the product in, they are still making product. They have not shut down because they are an essential thing, because they make food, okay? So, hey, Mac, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. So your orders are going to come. You're going to get them. So just please be patient, okay? I want to make sure that I told people that because it's important that you guys know that. And I'm horrible at answering emails. I will admit that. I am behind on my emails. I literally get 200 plus emails a day, guys. I just want you to know that. So if I have not answered you, if you sent me information and I don't reply, is nothing personal. It's just that I am slammed. I'm trying to get things done here, trying to do shows, trying to get everything going, and there's a lot going on, okay? So nothing personal. I am horrible at answering emails. I try to get to them, and I will try to get to anybody that, is an ordering, asking a question. I will try to get to, I promise. Just give me some time, and I will get to you, okay? So I hope everybody's doing great. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the show now. I do appreciate all the support. I want to thank my moderators again for their tireless support of the channel. They do a fantastic job. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate it. Men and women, obviously, as both are my moderators. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that. I do appreciate that. You should do an email video on the side. Yeah, right. You need to do this. You need to do that. People want me to go on DLive. If I continue to do other things like that, it just takes up so much more of my time. It takes away from what I'm trying to get done. And I want to try to make sure that when I come on here, I'm giving you guys a decent show. Baroness, you need a secretary. I'm volunteering. I appreciate that. I do. I know. You know what? And I've talked about that. I had a lot of you actually did volunteer to be a secretary, and I do appreciate that. I'll think about it. I will. I probably will at some point add a secretary. I'm going to have to at some point, to be honest with you, because I just can't keep up. So, again, I'm sorry. It is nothing personal. So anybody that feels slighted, it's not anything to do with that, guys, okay? So remember, guys, we are all in this together because it's true. We really, truly are. As one race called the human race, okay? We are all in this together. Remember that. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. So it's really, really important every day that we tell the people that we care about how we feel. Also remember, guys, STD. Love that terminology because everybody thinks STD. I know what that is. Nope. Step, day, and time, right? It's one step at a time, or say I said it wrong even myself. Step, thing, and day, right? It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. So if you work at things methodically, it will happen. The only one that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. Continue to prep, guys. Continue to get ready. If you can get out and hit those secondary stores on the down low with not a lot of traffic and a lot of people there, do it. Get whatever you can do to add to your preps. Be safe, okay? And if you do go out, make sure you're protecting yourselves. And don't care that people think you look foolish or whatever. Who cares? Protect yourselves and protect your families, okay? I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great night. And we got this in one take tonight, which is awesome. So I will see you all on Sunday for the live stream. So please join me then. And I hope everybody has a great night. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.